In the past 3 decades, Gilbert has grown in population by 770%. It is one of the largest suburbs in Greater Phoenix area with a population just shy of 300,000 people. And although Gilbert is technically still a town, it definitely doesn't feel that way anymore. It has become this energetic area with incredible parks, shopping, restaurants, in a downtown area that is becoming more vibrant every day. And we took a survey asking people what their favorite neighborhoods were in Gilbert, and today we are going to talk about the top 5. I'm Courtney Strzelczyk, your local Phoenix realtor, here to share all things Phoenix. And if you have any questions about buying, selling, or relocating, reach out. I'm here to help. Neighborhood number 5 is Seville. So Seville is really as far southeast in Gilbert that you can go. Pretty much right on the border of Queen Creek. Seville is a master plan community that surrounds the Seville Golf and Country Club. There are several walking paths throughout the community, playgrounds, and some grassy fields even. You do decide to buy a membership at the Golf Course and Country Club. There are several amazing amenities there as well. So this community is comprised of single-family homes. You can find a few single-family homes starting in the $500 range, but you're gonna find a lot more in that $700-800 range. And there's even several that are $1 million+ homes in this community. And I do want to make a note about the location of this master plan community. As I mentioned, you're on the really southeast part of Gilbert, so you're really not central at all. A good 10 to 12 minutes away from the closest major freeway, which is Highway 202. If it is important for you to be more central in the Phoenix greater area, or maybe you have to commute to Phoenix or need to access the airport regularly, this is gonna be pretty far on the outskirts of Phoenix Metro, so you might wanna consider other neighborhoods in Gilbert. Now, the next neighborhood we're gonna talk about is much further north and much more central, and neighborhood number 4, this is Val Vista Lakes. So Val Vista Lakes is actually the oldest and most established neighborhood that we're going to be talking about today. You are just a little bit south of Highway 60, so if you do need to get into Phoenix, you're still gonna have a commute, but it is much shorter and gonna be much quicker than the, let's say, Seville community. And as you probably guessed from the name already, the Val Vista Lakes neighborhood surrounds these man-made lakes. And it's fairly large too. There's over 900 acres of these man-made lakes. So this neighborhood is also a master plan community, and it offers several amenities for the people that live in this neighborhood. You have the community clubhouse that has a fitness center. There's several racquetball courts, tennis courts. There's even a couple swimming pools. So Val Vista Lakes does have a mixture of different types of properties. There are a few apartment complexes there. You'll see some townhomes, single family homes, and you also have these upscale custom homes in gated communities or gated sections of Val Vista Lakes. Because there's such a variety of different homes, you're going to see a variety of prices here for homes as well. You might be able to get more of a town home in the mid to high 300s, but then some of the prices of these homes, like these custom homes, can be $1 million, $1.5+ million, particularly if it's a lakefront property. It's going to be more expensive. One thing to note about Val Vista Lakes is because you have so many amenities and you do have these lakes, you are going to have a higher HOA when you live in this neighborhood. If you're trying to avoid a high HOA fee monthly, this may not be the neighborhood for you. But now we're gonna jump a little bit further southeast and look at neighborhood number 3, Morrison Ranch. Morrison Ranch is a mixed-use master plan community, meaning they have areas that are zoned for residential, then areas zoned for commercial and recreational spaces tucked within these residential areas. Morrison Ranch is absolutely huge. You even have a town center with a grocery store, some smaller stores, and this amazing coffee and tap house called 4 Silos. If you're a coffee or beer lover, you have to go. It is so good. And surrounding this town center, you have about 8 different residential pockets or different neighborhoods. And these neighborhoods vary a little bit too. The vibe is a little bit different. It changes. Some of them are a little bit more spacious, bigger lots. And then you have homes that are a little bit more like row homes. So the staple thing about Morrison Ranch is that you have these beautiful tree-lined streets throughout every neighborhood. Another characteristic about Morrison Ranch that's pretty awesome too is that the homes, they're a variety of colors. And if you aren't familiar with Phoenix Metro or some of the architectural design in Phoenix Metro, a lot of the HOAs require a certain paint color. So a lot of these homes, the paint color will be exactly the same, and it makes some of the neighborhoods look a little monotonous. And just having the variety of paint colors in Morrison Ranch, it definitely adds to the charm and the character of this neighborhood. There are also several parks through each of these different neighborhoods. They have beach volleyball, basketball, playgrounds, and they also have this community lake where you can actually go fish. It's catch and release, but it is a great area to take your kids, or if you just want some nice chill time outside. As far as home prices go, you might find a home that's in that $600,000 range. We are seeing more and more homes closer to that $1 million mark. Now for neighborhood number 2, we are going to look at Power Ranch, and this is another master planned community. Of all the 5 neighborhoods that we're talking about today, I would say this one wins the award for being the most family-friendly community. Outstanding amenities. They have over 11 different parks. There's playgrounds, even a splash pad, soccer fields, several other grassy areas. They have a few pools. One pool, they actually even have movie nights there, and they also have an incredible community center. Do visit their website. You can look at their event calendar, and you will see there's a lot of events going on even during the summertime that are really catered towards families and just building the sense of community. There are some apartments within Power Ranch, but it is primarily comprised of single family homes. Overall, Gilbert is not the most affordable suburb in the Phoenix greater area. However, Power Ranch, I would say, is more affordable than, let's say, Morrison Ranch, the neighborhood we just talked about a moment ago. I do want to make a note about the location. Similar to the first neighborhood we talked about, Seville, you are very much on the southeast side of Gilbert. You're about 10 minutes to get to the highway 202, which is your closest highway, and you're really right on the border of Queen Creek. So it is definitely not a central location. However, if you don't have to commute to Central Phoenix or another part of the Phoenix greater area, it may not be that problematic for you. We're gonna talk about neighborhood number 1. This is Agritopia. So Agritopia actually started as a homestead almost 100 years ago. However, today it has developed in what they call a village center. In their village center, they have this one area called the farm, and this has a coffee shop, a few restaurants. More recently, they built this mixed-use building called the Epicenter. So the Epicenter, it has apartments above, and then on the ground level, they have open coffee shops. There's some shopping, a gym, and a lot of restaurants. Right next to the Epicenter, they actually opened this bougie convenience store called Agritopia. Anything from slushies to sushi. They even have a coffee bar in there. You can get craft beer, wine, some basic groceries are even available. But the reason I really love Agritopia is for the neighborhood. It is an intimate neighborhood that really embodies more of this craftsman style home. There's porches, shady sidewalks, these tree-lined streets, and the homes are all very unique. It's not that super uniform neighborhood that you see in other parts of Gilbert or other suburbs in the greater Phoenix area. Because it's smaller and more of an intimate neighborhood, don't see many of the homes in this neighborhood actually hitting the market. When they do, it's kind of a coveted neighborhood, which can drive the prices up in this area. There is one section of the neighborhood that has more of a row type style home. These are slightly less expensive. A lot of the homes, particularly the ones that have more of that craftsman style look, a lot of those homes are pushing $1 million or above. With close to 300,000 people in Gilbert, you can imagine there are so many more neighborhoods than the 5 that we talked about today. If you want to learn more about Gilbert, I do have this playlist right here. It is a great place to start building your education on what it is like living in Gilbert, Arizona. And again, thank you so much for your time. And if you found any of this helpful, please hit that subscribe button. It does help my channel significantly, and I hope you have a fantastic day.